Bansipur was a peaceful village where every morning the first rays of sunlight touched the fields, birds sang from the trees, and the soft breeze drifted along the river. Life in the village was simple, and within this simplicity, a quiet love story was waiting to begin. Aarav had the same morning routine every day. He woke up early, swept the front yard, filled water for his grandmother, and then walked toward the river. His life had never really changed until that one morning. As he reached the old well near the river, he saw a girl struggling to pull up a bucket of water. She seemed nervous, her hands slipping slightly. She must have been new to the village. Before the bucket could fall, Aarav stepped forward and caught it. The girl looked at him in surprise. For a moment everything fell silent. No wind, no sound, just two strangers staring at each other. "Thank you," she whispered. Aarav smiled softly. "Even if it fell, I would have caught it." For the first time the girl smiled. "My name is Aira. We just moved here yesterday." "I'm Aarav," he replied. "If you need anything, just ask. The village is new, but the people are warm." Aira nodded and walked away. But before she turned the corner, she looked back at Aarav once more. In that single glance, something began. Over the next few days they met again and again, sometimes by the river, sometimes on the village pathway, sometimes near the same old well. Every meeting brought a new conversation, a new smile, a new silence that felt warm instead of awkward. Aarav showed her the quiet corners of the village, the flower-filled paths, and a beautiful spot by the river where the flowing water sounded like music. Aira talked about the city she came from, her books, her dreams. One afternoon they sat by the river. Sunlight filtered softly through the trees. Aira threw small stones into the water while Aarav watched her with a quiet smile. "Why do you come here every day?" she suddenly asked. Aarav looked at the water and said gently, "Before, I came here because I liked the river. Now, I come here because I might see you." Aira fell silent. Her eyes softened, part surprise, part joy. Then she smiled quietly. "I like it when you're here too." Days passed this way, morning light, evening breeze, the scent of the fields. Everything started glowing with love. Their conversations flowed for hours, and even silence felt meaningful. Aira was settling into the village, and Aarav was settling into her heart. But life does not stay the same forever. One day Aarav saw people gathered outside Aira's house. Boxes were packed, things being moved. His heart tightened. He ran forward. Aira's mother said gently, "Your uncle has been transferred again, dear. We're leaving tomorrow morning." Aarav felt the ground slip beneath his feet. He couldn't speak. He turned and ran toward the well, toward the river, hoping Aira would be there. And she was. Standing by the well, the same place where they first met. Her eyes were sad. Her hands trembled slightly. Aarav stopped in front of her, breath heavy. Aira spoke quietly. "I found out this morning. I didn't know how to tell you." "You're leaving," his voice cracked. Tears rose in her eyes. "Yes, but I'm leaving my heart here." She untied a small locket from the corner of her scarf and placed it gently into Aarav's hands. "Keep this. Whenever you miss me, it will remind you that I'm missing you too." Aarav whispered, "Will you come back?" Aira didn't answer. Sometimes silence says everything. They stood together in the stillness of the village evening. Aira walked away slowly, and Aarav sat by the stone edge of the well, holding the locket, remembering her last look. Time moved on. Months turned into years. The distance grew between them, but not between their hearts. Aarav finished his studies, started working, and whenever he felt tired, he looked at the locket and smiled. Aira's memory lived in the most precious corner of his heart. Then one day life changed again. Aarav was selected for an international training program in Bristol. United Kingdom. He was surprised but happy. Maybe destiny had something planned. In Bristol, everything was new: streets, buildings, culture. But his heart still carried old memories. One evening, he visited a small bookstore in the city center. Aarav? He turned around. Aira was standing there. Her eyes were deeper than before, her smile softer. Time had only made her more beautiful. "I never forgot you," she said, stepping closer. "Not even for a single day." Arav's eyes filled with tears. "I never let go of you either. You were always with me." Aira laughed lightly. "Looks like the old well heard our hearts. Maybe it was waiting to send us back to each other." Aarav gently held her hand. Aira held his hand even tighter. And time just stopped. In that moment they both realized. True love never ends. Even if separated, it finds its way back. Even if lost, it returns. Even if silent, it beats quietly inside the heart. And so, the simple love story that began in Bansipur was completed thousands of miles away in Bristol. Love doesn't need distance. Love only needs two true hearts. And when they meet, every story becomes beautiful.